Hey everyone, it's Bob Crossen. I'm the editorial director for Endeavor Business Media's Water Group. I'm joined today by Larry Li. He is product manager for Veolia Water Technologies, as well as Jeff Peeters, innovation and incubation leader for Veolia Water Technologies and Solutions. And we're going to be talking about a couple of the things that were recently talked about during the Veolia Deep Dive event only a couple weeks or so ago. And we want to learn a little bit more from both Jeff and Larry. So thank you both for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, so Larry, let's start with you. I know that you and I had a discussion with one of your other colleagues not too long ago about Cella, and you guys had talked a little bit more about Cella during the deep dive event. For those who might not be familiar with Cella, could you explain a little bit about what that technology is and how that fits into a wastewater treatment facility?
Yeah, Cella is Veolia's next generation of MBBR technology. So instead of HDPE plastic media carriers, Cella uses the Anox KC, a recycled bio-based biofilm support material to foster biofilm growth. Since the material is bio-based, so it has a much better affinity with biofilms than conventional plastic MBBR media carriers do. This material encourages not only faster, but also more diverse biofilm growth on the material. And the cell material is also in the form of small pellets with unenclosed or open surface area compared to the enclosed surface area of conventional MBBR media carriers. So theoretically, an unlimited amount of biofilms can grow on the outside of the material versus only a limited amount on the conventional media carriers. And this feature enables the Anox KC material to have significantly more biomass in a given volume than a conventional MBBR media carriers. It can be 2 to 3 times more in a given volume. This enables the Cella technology to do a lot more treatment with less volume and footprint, making the Cella technology more compact and more efficient in terms of carbon removal, nitrification, total nitrogen removal, and even phosphorus removal.
Yeah, so and then Jeff, I wanted to ask you about kind of the zeeDense product. I know that there's some other products within that line. Could you explain a little bit what zeeDense is? How does that work with the other things that I know I'm familiar with ZeeWeed, I believe is one of the other products there. Could you explain some of like how that integrates with the other product items there?
Yeah, zeeDense is a process intensification solution that combines Z-Lung MABR with densification. So the idea is MABR is a tool we use to intensify the biological treatment of an activated sludge system. So we insert a media into the activated sludge tank, and that media supports the growth of a biofilm to increase the inventory of biomass in the treatment plant. And that lets us do more treatment in the existing volume. What's unique about Z-Lung or MABR is that the media is also a gas transfer membrane. So in addition to supporting the growth of the biofilm, it's transferring oxygen to the biofilm, and that allows us to transfer oxygen without the use of bubbles. And that it creates what we call a counter-diffusional biofilm, where the ammonia or the substrate is entering from one side and the oxygen from the other. And it's actually the perfect place to grow nitrifiers. So what we're trying to do with a Z-Lung MABR is to intensify the nitrification process or the nitrogen removal process. zeeDense is taking that Z-Lung MABR and adding to it densification. So this idea of densification of mixed liquor, increasing reducing the SVI or improving the settling rates of an activated sludge system allow us to process more flow through a secondary clarifier. So we use that combination to intensify the biology with the MABR and the hydraulics, the secondary clarifier, with the densification.
Yeah, fascinating. Okay, very, very, very cool. Okay, I just had to wrap my mind a little bit around that. But
Sure.
so one of the things I wanted to ask you guys as well is, you know, both of these products, I imagine people are trying to use different things. Every project's a little bit unique, and maybe they need both of these things, maybe they need only one. Could you speak a little bit to like potential interactions between them and how you guys would approach that? I'll start with you, Jeff, on that one.
Yeah, see, there's Veolia has a portfolio of wastewater intensification technologies. You mentioned MBR. MBR is also an intensification technology that we would use if we need reuse quality water, or if we didn't have space for a secondary clarifier, we could replace that with an MBR. We
Mhm.
have the NOS Caldness portfolio of biofilm-based technologies. We have the MABR portfolio of technologies. We have also a digital solution we call HubGrade. And which one fits best for a particular circumstance depends on the needs of each site, and that's specific to each facility.
Mhm. Yeah, how about you, Larry? We were talking a little before the call, and you had some ideas on how they could probably work together in some instances there.
Yeah, absolutely. So for Cella, as a intensified MBVR process can be probably used as a pretreatment step for the zeeDense technology and even other technologies. It can offer a lot of the footprint benefits while pretreating the wastewater prior to the zeeDense technology, helping reduce, organic load and increase throughput, right? So.
Yeah. Really cool. So, I guess the one question I feel like all utilities are probably would be asking you, and it's a hard one to nail down for some of the reasons we've already described, but could you describe some of the cost elements involved here? Like, what would the cost of one of these run you? How would people factor in that cost? What kind of considerations would they be making in understanding the price of both the capital and the operational sides of things there?
Yeah, I think cost is one of the value propositions of these intensification solutions. If you often, the choice that a utility has when they're looking at expanding capacity or improving nutrient removal is I can build more activated sludge tanks like we've been doing as an industry for 100 years, or I can put some technology into my existing tanks and squeeze more capacity from those tanks. And what drives one to choose a process intensification option is if you don't have the footprint available, and if the cost to add technology is lower than it is to build new concrete tanks. And I think that's why we're seeing more growth in this trend toward process intensification, is because oftentimes the capital cost is lower and the operating costs could be lower as well for an intensification solution compared to a conventional upgrade.
Yeah. Anything that you'd like to add there, Larry?
Yes. So all other things equal, I think the costs related to Cella technology should be lower than conventional MBVRs or even activated sludge technologies. This includes both CapEx and OpEx. For instance, due to the smallest reactor volumes needed for the Cella technology, less civil work, less concrete, or even smaller equipment are required. In addition, Cella uses an innovative process called biodenitro. This process can achieve carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus removal with 2 stages, while other technologies typically require 3 to 5 stages. Also, Cella doesn't require internal mixed liquor return or RAS return. So that there will save a lot of equipment and piping. As a result, the simplified configuration helps save tremendously on energy and equipment.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Cella will be using more efficient fine bubble diffusers and mixers, so providing further OpEx savings.
Yeah, the configuration differences, I can already imagine the kind of the compounding effects of that too, because it's also less maintenance on those additional configuration elements too. Um,
Absolutely, yes.
yeah. Well, thank you both for taking the time to speak with me. It was really great to chat with you and learn a little bit more about the products that Veolia is bringing to the market. And for everyone who's watching, you can check out our description below. We'll have some links to some of those Veolia things, as well as an interview we did with Larry not too long ago. And with that, we'll see you with the next video.